Hello, everybody, and welcome to the virtual college exploration for Indiana students. We are just delighted that you are taking time out of your busy school week, start of a school week, to join in and learn more about Western Michigan University. Just a couple of housekeeping things before I turn it over to Anthony, who will tell you everything you need to know about Western. First of all, if you have questions for Anthony, go ahead and use the Q&A button. We are not using the chat function for this webinar, so find that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. Your camera and microphone are off. You're muted, your video's off. Panelists can't see or hear you, but we can tell that you're there, so we will look for your questions. We would encourage you to sign up for more sessions. You are in the middle week of a 3-week virtual college exploration event. I think the last number I heard was 163 different sessions, so there's loads of ways to learn about college going, college admissions, individual colleges, groups of colleges, all sorts of things. So we'd encourage you to sign up for more sessions. And if the timing doesn't work for you because of other commitments, know that all of the sessions will be recorded and will be available on the InACAC website. So that's inacac.org, typically a week after a session is concluded. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Anthony.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let me make sure I get the right screen shared here. Perfect. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining. As she said, my name is Anthony Pettis. I'm your admissions counselor for Indiana from Western Michigan University. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today to tell you a little bit about our institution, what makes us unique and special. So before I get started, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I started at Western 3 years ago. I was a graduate assistant hall director, moved over to the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, where I served as the recruitment and outreach specialist for the Department of Chemical and Paper Engineering. And now I'm living my best life, enjoying my work with what I do in admissions. And I love what I do each and every day. And it looks like a great time to be in the field to work with you all and tell you about our institution. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about Western Michigan University. That's why we're here, to gain more information on who we are, what we do, and what makes our institution unique and special. We were originally founded in 1903 as a teachers college. We've since expanded into 7 academic colleges with 150 undergraduate majors for you to select from. When you look at our enrollment, we are a little over 21,000 students, making us a mid-sized institution. 17,000 of those students are getting their undergraduate bachelor's degree. And when you tie that in with our 16:1 student to faculty ratio and the NCAA Division I athletics, we're the kind of institution to give you those big school opportunities with the small school attention and support to really make you feel like a name instead of a number. And here's what we're going to talk about tonight. It's going to be the academic quality, the learning environment, your opportunity to make a difference in the world, the campus community, and of course the Kalamazoo area. Starting with academic quality and learning environment, when it comes to our renowned faculty at a top tier Research One institution, 90% of our students said that their faculty cared about them, not just as a student, but as a person. 90% of them also said that they had a mentor who helped push them into the next step, into thriving in their career after graduation. We want to help you engage in experiential learning by doing what it is that you're going to be doing in the future. So if you're someone who's interested in nursing, we're going to put you in our cadaver lab so you can get hands-on, first-hand experience with actual bodies, the anatomy and physiology. If you're interested in business, we have 7 Bloomberg terminals that you can work with within our Hayworth College of Business in our Greenleaf trading room, where you're buying, selling, and trading stocks in real time the way that you would on the stock market. If you're interested in aviation and want to be a pilot, we are in the top 5 programs for aviation flight science in the country, and you have the ability to be in the cockpit flying, earning your pilot's license, both private as well as your multi-engine and a lot of others as well. Within each of our academic colleges, you're bound to find 1 or more nationally ranked and recognized programs. I've mentioned a few of them, like nursing, aviation, integrated supply chain management, psychology, just to name a couple others as well. When we talk about being part of something bigger and making opportunities in the world, we are a comprehensive research institution. And so one of the big school opportunities that you have the ability to be part of as early as your first year is research experience. If you're someone who's looking at a professional career in medicine, is a lawyer, in criminal justice system, this is a great way for you to get that hands-on experience with the side-by-side faculty mentor. You're also more likely to be taught by a full-time faculty member here than any other Division I conference institution. So we're proud of that because we want to help you maintain those quality connections and start building your professional network while you're here with us. Some of the research that has come out of Western has helped us design and develop systems that have made a global impact. Things like the NeoVent system. It's a breathing apparatus that is attached to babies that are born prematurely to help them sustain their lungs and help strengthen that lung capacity when they're initially born. We've also designed the SafeSense smart helmet technology, which is just a fancy convoluted way of saying a smart helmet sensor. This sensor is installed in football helmets so that when that football player gets hit directly in the head, that hit is registered and communicated to the sidelines so that the coaching staff and the medical staff can be proactive about that player's brain health and remove them from the field if they have to. In addition to that, we are in the top 50 most affordable and eco-friendly colleges in the country with over 50 years of addressing environmental safety and sustainability issues. We constantly have students who are interested in trying to help us improve our campus community. The way that you can do that is through our Office of Environmental Safety and Sustainability. They have a student sustainability grant that you can apply for. One of the students a few years ago applied for this grant and said, I want to reduce the amount of plastic being consumed on our campus. And the way that I'm going to do it is by using water stations in each of the high trafficked areas. So she installed these water stations in these high trafficked areas. Students were starting to track and see, how many students are approaching these water stations to use reusable water bottles. When the administration saw how successful these students were and this project and the importance of its impact, they said, we're going to take this on. We're going to install it in all of our buildings throughout campus, both academic, residential, as well as other resource areas on campus. So we want to help you make a difference, not just in your campus community, but in the world as a whole. Going on with the campus community, we do not require that you live on campus at any point during your terms here at Western. We do recommend it because of our 16 living learning communities. Those help you with built-in support systems to make that transition from high school to college, whether it's aviation, health and human services within nursing, our OT, our occupational therapy, physical therapy programs, or you're interested in being part of the honors college in our honors community, engineering, just to name a few. Maybe you're someone who is in an interest area such as living with international students to gain that international perspective. We have a variety of options for you on campus. We also recognize that because we don't require you to live on campus, you might choose to live off campus, and then you're having to decide, do I buy my textbooks or do I buy my food? You need both of those in order to have the nourishment and the knowledge to be successful as a student, and we want to help remove that pressure from you. So the way that we do that is through our Invisible Need Project. This is a multifaceted program that as long as you're enrolled in a minimum of 1 credit hour, you can get a week's worth of groceries, no questions asked. You have the nourishment that you need to be successful, and you've got your textbooks to gain the knowledge that you need to pass the exams. We also are ranked 3rd in the nation for campus safety initiatives. This is important, especially because we recognize that the world we live in, campus safety and safety in general is a very important thing. So some of the examples that we have are all of our campus safety officers are fully deputized and integrated into the Kalamazoo public safety system. We also have Twitter alerts as well as phone and text alerts for anything that's happening on campus, around campus, or in the surrounding Kalamazoo community. We also have 100 emergency safety poles on our campus so that if you ever feel alone or unsafe or unsettling and your mobile device is dead, press one of those emergency poles, you'll be connected to a campus safety officer within 15 to 30 seconds. We're proud to be able to offer some of these initiatives as well as our K-9 unit and the 2 police officers that are constantly rotating around our campus and local student neighborhoods. When it comes to Kalamazoo in Southwest Michigan, so a little bit more about me. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, a city of 2.5 million people. And then I moved to Iowa where there wasn't really a whole lot to do. There's a lot of fields and farms and corn and Walmart. It was great, not really. And now I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which is really a 4 seasons playground. So in the summertime when it's really nice out, you can go to the beach in South Haven. It's only 35 miles away. We're 20 minutes from a couple different ski slopes here in the Southwest Michigan area. In addition to that, if you're interested in the fine arts, musical, theater, Broadway, we're really a #3 place for most creative and arts and minds. So because we're located between Chicago and Detroit, about 2 hours between those, we get a lot of really cool Broadway shows like Les Mis, Cats, Phantom of the Opera, just to name a few. And you as a WMU Bronco get to go and see those shows for 50% off. It is a steal of a deal in my opinion. We also have every first Friday of the month, downtown Kalamazoo hosts what we call Art Hop. Essentially, local mom and pop shops, artists, musicians, they'll host different sales and things to promote their items and products. And it's a really cool way to see Kalamazoo. I like to say that there's Western and then there's Kalamazoo. And we're two separate entities, two separate ecosystems with their own personalities, where you can really find a variety of things to do. With downtown Kalamazoo being a 5-minute drive or a 15-minute walk right from campus, you have access to a wide variety of things. Looking at the application process, if there's anything that you take away from tonight, I want you to find a way to write down December 15th. Highlight it, circle it, whatever you have to do to make this date pop. This is the most important thing throughout this entire presentation because you want to maximize your scholarship consideration. When it comes to having a completed application, one, you have to fill out the application online, whether it's through the Gold Gateway or the Common App. We don't have a preference for which one you complete. Your official high school transcripts, what I'll be looking for as your admissions counselor is what kind of classes are you taking? Are you getting good grades in them? Are they A's and B's, B's and C's, etc.? I'm also looking at your cumulative GPA in addition to the trending grades. We want to see a positive trend again. So all throughout your 3 years that we have access to, A's and B's all the way through. And we do have case-by-case basis where we will talk with students and reach out if there's something that is questionable. The SAT and ACT scores, these are completely optional. This does not help you in admissions consideration. This does not help you for consideration with admissions merit-based scholarships. We want you to focus on your application. We want you to get it done, get it submitted, so that way you can go ahead and just take that weight off your shoulders. And right now, our application is free until November 3rd. So definitely take advantage of that because after November 3rd, it'll go up to $40. So just keep that in mind as you're going through the process. We also want to talk about cost of attendance as well, right? We are one of the more affordable out-of-state institutions. You can get the price of in-state Indiana or Purdue at Western Michigan University for $27,000. There's only a $3,000 difference between our in-state and out-of-state tuition. We're proud of this to be able to offer students a competitive and affordable out-of-state education. And it's part of the reason why we've been ranked top 5 best bang for your buck in the state of Michigan for the last 4 years. We want to make sure that students have the ability and accessibility to higher education to earn their degrees. We also are going to help you through financial aid and scholarships. So again, like I said, your SAT, ACT, that doesn't help you in consideration for scholarships this year because our scholarships are based on your weighted GPA on a 4-point scale. Now, there are some schools in Indiana that I recognize are not on a 4-point scale, and what we do is we'll do a GPA conversion to set you up to then have that 4.0 scale for consideration. With our admissions merit-based scholarships, you are offered the scholarship of the highest valued award. So if you have a 3.9 GPA, you're automatically going to get that Bronco Merit Scholarship, which is $10,000, $2,500 for 4 years. So it's $2,500 per year for 4 years. That means that these subsequent scholarships you will become ineligible for because you're offered the scholarship of the highest value. Now, you might be thinking, well, what does that mean? And how can I continue to get other scholarships, which I'll cover here in a second. But I want to talk about the Medallion Scholarship just for a brief moment. This is our most prestigious, most competitive award that we offer at our institution. In years past, it's been a competition, but this year, because of the interruption from COVID, we're taking a much more holistic review to this. So that means we're looking at your extracurriculars, we're looking at your leadership experiences, we're looking at any job opportunities that you've had, we're looking at any kind of outside school engagement, plus how are you doing in school? So there are a lot of factors that are going into this for consideration. And as you can see, 60 semifinalists will be selected. 20 of those will receive the Medallion Scholarship in and of itself. Now, talking about those additional scholarships, you have options within our Student Financial Aid Office, as well as the academic colleges, to gain additional scholarship monies. With Scholarship Universe, this is a brand new scholarship aggregate tool that we just contracted with last year. And essentially how it works is you complete a questionnaire or a survey. The more questions you answer, the more specific your results are going to be. And so that means you're going to have a $ amount of the amount of scholarships that you're eligible to apply for and how much money you can receive by applying for all of those. So take advantage of that when you get there as well, because we want to help you reduce the amount of student debt that you'll graduate with as much as we possibly can. And again, that December 15th deadline is a key thing to remember. Here's my contact information. That is my direct extension at Western Michigan University. So please feel free to take that down, take a picture of it, screenshot, whatever you need to do to have that. I'm available to set up one-on-one virtual appointments with you as well, or we can do a phone appointment, whatever suits your schedule. I want to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. College is a big decision. It's a process, and you don't know what you don't know. I'm here as the professional and as the expert to help you through that process. And if your goal is Western Michigan University or not, I want to help you kind of navigate that process as much as I possibly can. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for right now. I'm going to pull up the Q&A box and see what kind of questions we have. So now is really your time to ask questions about student life, about, how do I become a Bronco? We covered a little bit of that, and kind of get some general questions from you all. And if you would prefer to email me, please feel free. Email is the best way to get a hold of me, especially in these times, because I do work remotely quite a bit. And so if you contact me via email, I'll be sure to get back to you within 24 hours to up to a week maximum.
Anthony, since it doesn't look like we have any student questions for a minute, I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about what draws Indiana students to Western from Indiana?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the students that we get from Indiana, one is proximity. We are the farthest from Indianapolis is about 3 hours. That's a big draw. The other draw is, again, our out-of-state tuition. Because we're one of the more affordable out-of-state schools, we do have an option to give those students accessibility to an out-of-state education at a lower cost. I like to compare it to Indiana, especially because that is an in-state school that you can get our kind of tuition price at. With that, a lot of the programs that we draw for Indiana students is aviation, nursing, psychology, our business programs as well. Those are just some of the areas where we've seen a lot of our Indiana students come from. When it comes to living on campus and such, a lot of those students, especially from Indiana, like to live on campus at least their first year, because that's how they've met a variety of their students and friends, to build that community and those friendships and support groups to really help them engage in conversation, which brings up a point that every first year student that we have on campus will receive a peer mentor. So you automatically already have that integrated friendship or that integrated support system right there. We try to do our absolute best to help students make that transition from high school to college, because we recognize that it is a very scary time for some. For some, it's like, I can't wait to get away from home. For others, it's like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm far away from home. Sometimes for some, having that 3-hour gap can be a little daunting, because that's the first away or that longest time you've been away from home. So a lot of what we do here at Western is to help you as a student. That's where that 90% comes in, where 90% of students felt that they had a mentor who helped them thrive in their career afterwards, or having 92% of students who felt that a faculty member cared about their well-being and their holistic self. Some of the common questions that I get: can I have a car on campus? Yes, you can. It is $300 per year, and it goes from August to August. And so, well, technically September, which is when our late August, early September, when our academic year starts. You can have a car on campus. It's related to your specific residential area that you're living in, your residence hall. From there, you're really kind of just finding your way around campus. We have a bus shuttle system on campus, as well as the Metro Transit in Kalamazoo that you can ride for free as a WMU Bronco. So you have access to all the transportation. The WMU Bronco shuttle will pick you up by your residence hall, drop you off as close to your academic buildings as possible so that you don't have to walk too terribly far. We are a 10 to 15 minute campus. So from the furthest side of the academic area to the furthest side away, you've got about 10 to 15 minutes, which is really nice. We are also a pedestrian campus, so you don't have to worry about dodging cars or anything while you're on your way to class. We're proud of that, and we try to keep that to a minimum as much as we possibly can. Can you go over scholarships again? Yeah, absolutely. I think scholarships is a great area to talk about. So give me 1 second to pull that up. All right. And then share this screen. Perfect. So for scholarships, since you did join a little late, what I want to say is you do not have to submit an SAT or an ACT. Your SAT and ACT will not help you. We are test blind, as we like to say, for this year. So that means regardless of what your score is, that's not necessarily going to help you for the consideration, because these are automatic awards. So with that, the caveat is you are awarded the scholarship of the highest value. So if you have a 3.9 GPA, you're automatically going to receive the Bronco Merit Scholarship, which is $10,000 total, $2,500 per year for 4 years. There are additional scholarship opportunities within our Student Financial Aid Office, our academic colleges, as well as Scholarship Universe. The academic colleges, they have their deadlines set in February. So they're typically February 15th is around when they're at. And you'll have, once you submit your application either through the Gold Gateway or Common App, you'll have to set up a Gold Gateway account anyway. That's how you'll view your next steps. It's how you'll view your electronic decision letter as well. So definitely, I encourage you to look at those. And then the Scholarship Universe, as I was mentioning, Scholarship Universe is an aggregate tool that the more questions you complete on the questionnaire or the survey, the more specific the results are going to be to your specific student type. So maybe you have a 3.5 GPA, you're interested in business, and you are captain of the football team. And they have scholarships out there for those. I have a general account set up right now for myself just to see what kind of information I can get. And there's over $1.3 million in unapplied financial aid opportunities. These are external opportunities outside of the university, so you do have to go through a third-party application process. So with that, again, we're helping you identify legitimate external scholarships to bring in to apply towards your financial aid. Great question. About 90% of our students who have a financial aid need will receive financial aid. And we're pretty proud of that number. Again, we want to reduce the amount of student debt that our students are graduating with, but we also recognize that our students need money to be able to pay for education. And so we'll do what we can to help you through the process. Once you become a Bronco, you'll still have access to Scholarship Universe, and you'll also gain access to current student scholarships once you start building up your WMU GPA. Also, since you came in a little late, let me get you my contact information. And I'll just kind of leave this up here for now, so that way if anybody comes in a little late, they can have that. So feel free to email me. I'm happy to schedule one-on-one appointments. I'm happy to do it virtually or via phone. If you want to communicate via email, that's also welcomed as well. So be sure to to send me a message and we can get something scheduled.
Doesn't look like we have any other student questions. Anthony, did you have anything else that you wanted to cover before we wrapped up?
Yes, we are offering in-person visits. You can go to our website, which is basically this right here, wmich.edu. We're doing in-person visits, so you can schedule an in-person visit. We also have virtual visits and a variety of virtual opportunities for you to engage with us on. So thank you for reminding me about that. Yes, engage with us as much as you possibly can. We want to help get you connected to our offices, to our campus. The limitation that we have right now is we are only offering visits Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and then 3 p.m. We do have some of our academic colleges are offering visits, such as our College of Aviation, Hayworth College of Business, and the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences. One of the preliminary components that you have to do is you have to engage with our College of Aviation in a virtual information session before you can come to a in-person visit at their campus. So that's important to know. And then we are also offering Western Wednesday sessions. So every Wednesday evening around 6 to 7, we will be offering different topical conversations. So whether it's covering the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, financial aid, etc. We do have those every Wednesday, and we also have an archive of previous sessions for you to review as well at your leisure. When do I need to fill out the scholarship thing by? Is there a deadline? Yes. So you want to complete your application as soon as possible. There is no additional application for the scholarship consideration. It's automatic based on your weighted GPA. So the thing that I also want to stress, which you reminded me of, November 3rd. Our applications are free until November 3rd. Afterwards, they will go up to $40. So take advantage of that now. If anything, if you're waiting for whatever reason, December 15th, if you want to maximize your scholarship consideration, you have to have all materials, that's your application, your transcript, and any additional supplemental materials that you want us to have on a record by December 15th. Which also brings up another point that I was thinking of. If you're a student who you did really well and you have things that you want to brag about, write an essay. It is completely optional for Western. We don't require an essay. We don't require letters of recommendation. But the more information you give us, again, with that holistic review for the medallion, it could be helpful. So write an essay if you have one. It also gives us a writing sample. We encourage you to write an essay. It's not required. Again, in addition to that, if you are someone who maybe you started working your sophomore year to junior year, I typically give this example, and first 2 years, freshman and sophomore year, you did really great in high school. Junior year, first semester, you started to shirk off in your grades. Maybe you dropped from A's and B's to B's and C's or C's to D's. Let us know. You know, if I see on a transcript that a student did really well their first 2 years and then their first semester of junior year didn't go well, I'm going to have questions. But if you don't provide an essay or if you don't provide some kind of reasoning for me to take a deeper dive, I will have to go with what is in front of me. The more that you put into your application shows me your investment into, whether it be Western, into your education, whatever that might, what your purview might be. That helps me know, okay, this person is interested in becoming a Bronco. I need to give them a call. I need to know a little bit more about what's happening because I don't have enough information for me to make an informed decision. I want to help you as much as you want to help yourself. And as many of you, I'm a first generation college student. I believe that everybody deserves a college education. And so, but to get there, I want to help you and you have to help me. So the communication, emails, letting me know ahead of time, scheduling one-on-ones, the more that I can get to know you, the better advocacy I can have for your application and your admission. If y'all do have any other questions after the session, like she said, it is recorded. It'll be available about a week later. Here's my contact information. Email me, give me a phone call. I'll be happy to help you out however I can.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for giving some great insights to Western Michigan and to your process. I'm just going to switch screen shares here and we'll wrap up. Maybe we won't. There we go. Okay, that's better. So thank you so much to all the students who participated. I know Monday night, school night, beginning of the week, not always the easiest time to do this, but I'm glad you took the time out of your day to be with us and be part of all of this experience. You will get a short question survey at the end when you check out of this webinar, so be sure to answer those 4 questions that will help us continue to improve presentations. And remember, as Anthony said, there is on the InACAC website, inacac.org, there will be many, many more presentations that you can look at your leisure so that you can learn more about more schools. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time.